Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another gameplay video. This is actually going to be the start of a new gameplay series that I wanted to start. We're basically just going to call this one Killer Rotation. The purpose of the series is pretty much just going to be me, instead of like playing off like super crazy builds or anything like that, which I seem to have one on at the moment. Let's fix this up. But the main point of this series is basically just going to be me going off of essentially whatever my default build is for the particular killer. I'll mix it up over time and we'll use some of my other default builds if that makes any sense. Obviously, as soon as I get into this, someone's like, hey, we got a spot, blah, blah, blah. People interrupted my video. Anyway, getting back to my point. Realistically, the point of this video is basically just going to be me showing off some of the basic perks that I run on a particular killer and what I would say are kind of like my go-to add-ons. So the idea of these particular builds isn't necessarily going to be like to accomplish anything in particular, if that makes sense, but it's just going to be like, I'm going into a match, I don't know who I'm playing against, all of that other jazz. This is the perks that I would run on this killer in any situation I feel like I could do relatively well with. And so here we go. So for the start of this, we're going to start with actually one of my favorite killers. Is going to be Trapper. He's, as you guys can see, he's my Legacy 3 boy. He's actually one of the only killers I have that are Legacy 3. I have a legacy of all of the killers, but the only full legacy I have is my Trapper. And to go over briefly what items we're running on him before we get into the game, we're going with Iridescent Stone. For those of you guys who don't know what this does, basically every 30 seconds, one of your traps that is not set becomes set on the map. This is the add-on that basically will auto-reset your traps, so even if survivors disarm them, they'll reset themselves over a period of time. And the next add-on I run would be the Stitch Bag. The Stitch Bag basically lets you start with 2 extra traps and also let you carry 2 extra traps, which is really good. Other add-ons I'd run in place of this would probably be something like Setting Tools. Setting Tools are amazing if I'm not running Stitch Bag or if I'm not running Iridescent Stone. And then obviously Tar Bottle's pretty good, or any of the other bags are actually pretty good as well. The Trapper Sack is nice, the Trapper Bag is nice. Personally, I think the Stitch Bag is still the best out of them. Although Stitch Bag, as it stands now, is only slightly better than the Trapper Bag since the recent buffs. But yeah. The Iridescent Stone, I think, these days for Trapper is kind of like the linchpin of his builds. The Trapper is literally all about being able to use his traps, and being able to set and forget your traps and not have to worry about a survivor disarming them is really nice. Now you can use other add-ons like the add-on that allows the traps to like hurt the survivors and things like that. And all that stuff is all well and good, don't get me wrong. But I personally just prefer being able to set, forget my traps, and kind of move on and do my thing. We are actually going to turn the game down sound just a little bit. I was doing a little bit of recording for another video, and so I have my sound maxed out. I never have my sound at 100, and we do right now, so we're going to turn it back down to probably about 65 before we get into this game. So sorry if that starting sound was a little loud for you guys. Okay. I'm waiting for this game to load so I can quickly turn down my sound. Alright, first thing we're going to do before we get into anything is turn down our sound, like, seriously. Alright, let's go to, like, 65. We should. Alright, when it comes to perks, I generally keep my perks relatively simple with Trapper. I'm not a huge fan of Ruin, just because I don't like having a totem to protect. So I end up going the NOED route, personally. There are other things I think that work out relatively well that you could use. An example of this would be like, say, something along the lines of instead of Ruin, Corrupt Intervention I think is really good. Pop Goes the Weasel, obviously is kind of the new meta, but I still feel like it's really strong and worth rocking. Anything really that can slow down the game. Sorry if I seem like I'm moving all over the place. My, along with everything else going on here, my mouse is actually out of whack, so I'm like all bad right now. So if you haven't noticed, I'm basically just immediately trapping every like setup I see. Generally, again, Trapper, most important thing, locking down a particular side of the map. And you pretty much don't want to waste any time if you can. I normally wouldn't run to kick that, but I don't think there's anybody else over there. So I think if we do end up like catching or moving towards this guy, should actually be able to catch him. I'm not gonna lie, it is super dangerous and super sketchy to not run like This trap literally set itself as I was gonna grab it. I'm cool with, but it's just like, oh man. Like, I look like a nincompoop because I stepped in my own trap. Like, nah, fam, like, it literally, like, listen. It literally just set itself, alright? I promise, I'm not that bad. Where's... I was like, someone else is on this gen. I was wrong. There was someone else here. I don't really want to chase him away from this side of the map. Honestly, I spent my time setting up the other side of the map. So, if I get the opportunity, I want to push him over here. This side of the map, I haven't had any time to set up on. Yeah. I thought he might pallet camp me. There we go. Oh my goodness. This guy is like doing his best to be the best survivor ever. Now he's literally just running to a corner. I swear, dude. I hate guys like this. Oh, he's got boil over. Makes it harder to carry him? Did I just... We're not, I won't talk about it, alright? I won't talk about it. I won't talk about it. I want to be on this side of the map anyway. I don't want to talk about it. We're going over here. This guy feels really bad, I'm sure. And all this time, literally, not only could he not get out of the trap, but nobody came to save him. Like I said, I don't want to talk about it. Either way, I picked up some more traps, which will help me like really set up this side of the map, so I'm kind of okay with that. Again, the main goal here is just to make it really hard for people to move over here, as opposed to chasing people, but I am still really far behind. Like, it's the only real downside to like running the single setup over here. All right, someone's over there for the save finally. We can bring this around. It's just going to be a scary game. Oof. See what I'm saying? Trapper, you don't necessarily want to be chasing people. You want to force them over to your side of the map. Saw a double scratch mark, so there's Lori. Now Lori's gonna try to juke us, but again, there's not much for her to juke us on, right? He's gonna try to juke us too, but there's not much left to juke us on again. What the fuck? I'm like, I was gonna go for the David, right? I'm assuming that David's immediately gonna go for the heal instead of like taking care of himself, which is like pseudo the right thing to do, but also the wrong thing for them to do, right? They can't all loot me here. Okay, we got the dead hard. Chasing the Lori. The Fang will probably try to go for one of the heals. Thing is, if we run into the Fang healing, we can literally just swap over. Can literally just swap over. And I'm pretty sure the Fang is inside. I hear them. What up? One of them have Unbreakable. One of them had Unbreakable. Super lucky for them. They've got to keep running. She's got dead hard. I don't know if it's back up, but she does have it. She also Damn. Okay, we're gonna go back. She's got dead hard. I was gonna say it's super dangerous for her to do that. We're gonna go inside here. See if we can find one of our boys. It should be around here. I've got terror, or I've got whispers. Okay. We've got scratch marks, we've got whispers. I'm assuming there they are. They're trying to crawl safer places. Isn't like the wrong move in their part. I'm just really gonna reset. So they've only got a couple ooh. There's Lori. She knows I have no it now. Even though she knows I have no it, she didn't have a lot of options. Fei-Ming could be on the save. If the Fei-Ming was smart, she would be on the save, but no guarantee that she'll get it in the current situation. Not on that door. My guess is Fei-Ming's on the door then. She's not on the save. Not on either of those heels. No bird. Oh shit, the door barely opened. She should be leaving. As in like getting out leaving, yeah. Alright, so she got out. Barely. But everybody else is down. So the only person we got left to find now is the crawler. Not by the open door. This guy dies, he technically could find Hatch. Got him! Woo! That was close. Woo! Alright, that was a good first game. And by good first game, I mean that was rough, I'm not gonna lie. So those are, but to be fair, if you don't run Rune or anything to slow down the game on Trapper, those games can be really common. The main thing to remember in those games is that like you are pretty much just kind of late game king. So your goal there again isn't to like chase them. Like you notice a lot of times I was super willing to break off chases and just try to focus on battling them around where I had a setup. That's pretty much just what you have to do. You can snowball really hard. You can snowball back and forth. I tried to go for the force leg, but didn't really work out. But even in that scenario, like the best thing you can do is just make sure you play towards like your area's strength instead of like trying to chase them around or do anything like that. Let's just get into the next game and then we'll see how that one goes. Hopefully slightly better. Okay, so this game is going to be much harder. So you guys didn't really get to see what happened in the lobby, which is not that anything crazy took place, but I did notice as we were coming in during the lobby, one of the big things that we'll technically have to worry about is there are 2 toolboxes in this team and 2 medkits. Luckily, we spawned not too far from somebody who decided to jump straight on a gen. We can just start that chase if we want. She thought he snuck by me, which is even better. Thought he snuck by me, which he didn't. And he threw that pallet super early. This actually puts us in a pretty good spot. The only downside to this is that we don't have any traps out really. And as you can see, they've already got a generator, even though we literally just got into the game. And that's going to be, you know, a testament to no ruin and 2 toolboxes. So that fucking wraparound is long. I just didn't even waste time personally getting into that. This is the first trap I set of the game, lucky me. But I didn't even waste time breaking that, because sometimes if they're not gonna like force you to break it, it's a waste of time for you to spend your time on it. Time is like the single most important thing for every killer in the game, but that's 10 times over for Trapper. I thought I reset that, but I guess not. Realistically, I should probably go for the David, but we're going to take a risk here and go for the Nix. I don't think she's good. I could be wrong about this. Could be dead wrong about this. She thought I lost her, and to be fair, I kind of did. But simply put, even though I kind of lost her, kind of found her. I only have 1 trap set over here. My hope is that she still hits it, but I only have 1 trap over here, so it's hard to say. She doesn't seem to really know where to go, which is good for us. Unfortunately, because this map is so large, it's really hard to like set up on this map. You know what I mean? There's no like clear, hey, this is a good spot to be, this isn't a good spot to be kind of thing. The best thing I can do here is just set up a trap at both of these and hope to maybe catch somebody on a trap and get some more traps going on this side. I want to grab this and trap that pallet, because this is more than likely our next catch is going to be someone who's going for her, and then are the like subsequent trace from that. We'll see what's up. Got this now. How many gens we got left? 1, 2. That gen, far gen, which I don't really think is worth protecting, so we're just gonna, I guess, do this 3 gen setup. Looks like they're healing here. They did the late run. So this is the first time I feel like I've heard my steps as Trapper. Oof. My man's like just completely ignored me. He's like, you know what? I heard the injured one over there. I know the injured one's over there too. Maybe this guy will hit one of my traps. It's not, like I said, there's not a lot over here, so our goal is basically just going to be to play to that strength. There's not a lot over here for them to use, and try to force them to essentially eat something in what's over here. Keyword is goal. I don't know if it's going to work. These guys are like focusing on gens over saving and literally everything else. This guy has a med kit. Chose not to heal and just do the gen. Oof. Again, I don't want to necessarily chase too far away, so we're very much going to like meter where we go and focus everything we do on getting back to that side of the map. I've hooked everybody once. We've got some good hook like throughput this time. These guys are just hopping straight back onto that generator. This isn't even really worth kicking, to be honest, and I should just focus to David, but I think based on like his pathing, These two would rather be injured than heal each other. Alright. Got 2 down. Slow down the game a little bit. Oof. That's still a big oof. We've got one on the ground though, which does kind of put some things back in our favor, but oh my goodness. Ideally, I want to find the other slug if I can. There she is. I'm like, I swear I hear her. It's just about finding her. So the two actually decided to get some space and heal this time. Fortunately, I can't even make time to go get that gen. I'm gonna bet that they don't have BT. He may have D-Strike, but I don't intend to like kill him. But I 100% agree with like the option of like slugging him to keep him out of the game. There we go. And that's the play that gets us this game back. But holy shit. Again, my immediate goal was not going to be to like kill him because he did just get off hook. But there was no way I was gonna win that like doing like a traditional save. Realistically, she can go for the pull here, which should be her play if she's smart. But I waited that just long enough to like not get the hit there or not get punished for that hit. The peel on the Claudette was nice. Smart play. But will the Claudette make it out of here alive? Their weakness, or I guess the big mess up I would say that they made in this game, for the most part, besides getting slugged, was just focusing all their gens on one side and then playing, I guess you could say, really bold at the end there. Like, they're not a Survivor friend, so I'm not like really surprised that there wasn't like any like super coordinated plays there. But by not having any form of coordination and also not prioritizing healing themselves, especially since they have medkits and stuff like that, they kind of just, I don't want to say did this to themselves, but they kind of did. Like, oh, he had D-Strike. How long was he on the ground? D-Strike and an insta-heal. That I did not expect. And he's got balanced landing. Not gonna lie. I might not give it to him. The game was almost over there. If I hit him, he would have been able to unhook the Claudette. But after the D-Strike and the insta-heal, not getting any extras. You're not getting any extras from me. Didn't know David was there, though. Nice play. Or at least it was a nice attempt. So the two medkits, I wonder if both the medkits were insta-heal then, based on like the playstyle now. There's nobody she can get up quickly and suffer people who are on the ground. She is running out of time and running out of options though. Alright, nice play. What's the run? Okay. Ooh, the outplay. Unfortunate. I feel like she had an insta-heal as well, and she was probably planning on using the insta-heal on the other Nia. But I could be wrong. It could just be a medkit. You never really know what like anybody's rocking at any given moment. But this one was I wouldn't say it was cleaner because it was a lot more action packed, but it was a lot more happening than just the last one where they just kind of rushed gens. But to be fair, this was like how you, I wouldn't say how you have to play Trapper, but you do technically want to play a side of the map. Like, damn, he bled out on the ground. I 100% don't think as a Trapper you want to play kind of running around or anything like that. You want to play a side of the map, play to where your strength is, that kind of stuff. And, of course, the big thing I think there was less me playing well and more me just capitalizing on their mistakes, which was even because they got such a huge lead early on, they played really, I don't want to say poorly or bad, but they played very, how do I put it? They played very bold, which, I mean, they had a huge lead, so I understand why they did it. But because they focused on playing so boldly instead of focusing on like certain things like healing each other, especially since they had medkits and stuff like that, they really put themselves behind. Overall, they weren't like really good toolboxes. They had one brand new part, which was like whatever's, to be completely honest. And they have another, what is this? They have another toolbox, which is kind of for speed. You see a lot of this at low ranks. The insta-heal was nice. This one wasn't insta-heal, so I was wrong on that one. So I guess they're just trying to make the best of it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Either way, that was going to be it for today's gameplay video. That was a little bit of what at least in my opinion, what I think you should be doing if you're trying to play Trapper without running something slow. The next time I do come back to Trapper, I'll show you guys some builds that are really good for slowing down the game that just kind of synergize well with Trapper. Big portion of part of my focus in this game was just breaking through pallets, eating through everything, kind of, you know, 2016, 2017 killer, where you just kind of eat everything, and then if worst case scenario, you have nowhere to clutch it at the end. But I digress. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this gameplay and you want to see this live, want to hear killer requests, or just kind of talk to me about Dead by Daylight, anime, or anything else between, I do stream every night on twitch.tv. You can find a link in the description, or you can just type in twitch.tv/XxShinobazuxX. I'll see you guys there. Otherwise, much love and respect. Until next time, K, thanks, bye.
Run.
Relax, bro, it's a prank. Look, bro, it's a prank, bro, it's a prank, bro, look, fucking.
Nice.